Hey everybody, it's Willie Jello Johnson of You Reach the Titus Podcast. Hit us up on Twitter at Titus Nation, or if you want to go to Facebook, hit us on The Real Christopher Titus on Facebook. You could also go to ChristopherTitus.com to get some great DVDs and comedy merchandise. And you could also go to RachelBradley.com to check out her website. And now, with the Armageddon Update, here's Christopher Titus.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And today, I have to say, I will never eat the Jello pudding again. I will never be able to watch Theo and Claire laugh at the man who inspired me to think I could be a comedian, because all I can think now is, wow, he must have raped them. Theo and Claire, I mean. How can I watch The Cosby Show and we all know that Denise and Rudy may have been tickled inappropriately? Now, to be clear, I know he doesn't rape children, but if 13 women say you are a rapist, you're probably a rapist. Hannibal Buress, a really funny comedian who I enjoy, a man who's clean enough, doesn't go to the dick joke well, and has a definite voice, did a bit about an icon of comedy. A really funny comedian who I enjoy, a man who's clean enough, doesn't go to the dick joke well, and has a definite voice. But it turns out that guy, Bill Cosby, is also a roofie rapist. Hannibal rips off a bit one night, a fan records it, and for some reason, like Bill Cosby career Ebola, it infects the country, and now we all know that a man that was on the electric company, a man that taught us words and letters, who made us laugh for decades, is actually a power-hungry, woman-destroying, narcissistic sexual predator. Let me say that in a way that will really creep you out. He's a man who was on the electric company, you see. A man who helped teach some of us words and letters, you see, and who made us laugh for decades, is a power-hungry, woman-destroying, narcissistic sexual predator. In 2014, I have now lost two of my comedic heroes. First, Robin Williams unplugs himself, and then Cosby plugs himself into vaginas without permission. Robin made me realize I could try comedy, but when I was a kid, I used to go to sleep listening to the Cos, Wonderfulness, my brother Russell, whom I slept with, Fat Albert, Chickenheart. So many hours sucking in the comedy of a man who talked about his wife and kids, who lectured comedians on being dirty and lectured the entire black culture to stop being less than he thought they should be. I do have to say in his defense that Cosby never lectured anybody on raping drugged-up college girls, so at least he's not a hypocrite. Two of my heroes are now dead. Robin Williams, a great comic and a great man who lived his life full out, gave to charity, and flew to the most dangerous places on earth to make soldiers feel at home for a few minutes. Then there's Cosby, a man who's been famous since the 60s, who has made millions and millions of fans and dollars, and who would only do a commencement address at your college if you gave him an honorary degree, because he liked being called Dr. Cosby. And according to these women, he's obviously studying to be a stealth undercover gynecologist. I'm kind of sad today, but not like when Robin died. See, on that day, my heart was ripped out because Robin Williams was a good man, someone I idolized, a good human, and he's dead. I'm sad and furious today, not because of the weakness that Cosby has or that it has a big drugged-up rapey problem. Hell, if it was Doug Stanhope, I would have just asked, oh, right, well, who won the Doug Stanhope finally busted for rape pool? Because Doug would cop to it, apologize, then write a brilliant, funny bit about it. I'm mad at Cosby because he acted like he stood for something, lectured others about how they should live, and then presented himself as America's dad. Yeah, I guess those sweaters had patterns on them to hide the errant jizz stains and tears from his victims. My biggest hero, Robin Williams, is dead. My other hero, Dr. Bill Cosby, is just dead to me. Dana Carvey, please don't fuck up. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hello, everybody. Christopher Titus. This is the Titus Podcast. Kind of bummed out today about what's going on and one of my heroes of all time. Hi. With me to the right is the lovely Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
Across from me, as always, the lovely and looking kind of fit, Willie Jello Johnson.
Yo, I've been to the gym, man. Been working it out, man. You know, because I get ladies by looking good. I don't just roofie them and then rape them.
What are you dressed as today?
What? I'm dressed as an M&M.
How is that an M&M?
I got a blue shirt on, man. I got a blue shirt. It says Michael's Construction, so that's the M, and I'm wearing a blue shirt. So I'm dressed as an M&M.
You look really good.
Actually, you're more of a construction M&M.
See, he gets it. Why don't you get it?
I don't get it.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Yeah, this Cosby thing got me upset, man. You know, you think the dude. Here's the thing: the dude talks shit about black people all the time too, man. He actually go into like the black caucus and be like, "Hey, man, we need to get better. We got to pull our pants up. We got to do this." Yo, man, why don't you pull your pants up? It sounds like they down all the time, man, around these drugged up girls.
Yeah, and yeah, and I feel weirded out because he's already Bill Cosby. He's got millions of dollars. He could have paid somebody to just travel with him.
Right.
I don't.
He could have got, and he wouldn't even have to have the same girl that traveled with him. Every city.
He could have had blowjob valets in every city he
Do you
went
know
to.
how many sluts there are across the United States and beyond?
Yes, I do.
Right?
I did comedy for a long time.
Exactly,
Yes,
right?
I did, yes.
Like, it's pathetic. If you have any sort of fame or
Money.
money, you're right. That
Yeah.
should go before fame.
Yeah.
Fame or money.
Yeah.
Then pretty much, you've got about 30% of the local population.
Yeah, there's
that
booty
will-
available.
Right.
Right, that's right. There was booty available.
Like when I used to run that comedy club, Pauly Shore, he different girl every night.
Who is Pauly Shore? And by the way, Pauly Shore is a mutant. Pauly
Right.
Shore, not the prettiest guy in the world.
Not the prettiest guy.
No, and you saw him up close.
Yes, I
And
did.
and these girls would sleep with him left and right.
And here's the thing: his personality, even worse.
Pauly Shore's personality not as pretty as Pauly Shore is.
Not the nicest guy in the world. Not the most down to earth. Let me be friendly and not demand things from you kind of guy.
Oh, yeah, really? You mean the dude that raised in a comedy club that his mama owned was around Sam Kinison, was doing cocaine, all this other shit? Really? That dude's kind of a prick? Is that what you're telling us?
Kind of a prick.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
And yet
Pauly
every
Shore, I think-
night, different slut. Actually, one of them one night went through the servers' purses and stole stuff.
You're kidding.
I'm
me.
not saying that they're going to be high class sluts.
Are you kidding me?
You have to pay for those.
You're kidding me. They went and stole through their servers. Wow. Well, yeah. But by the way, you know the level. There's not a whole lot of integrity in the slut. Let's say core.
Right.
In the slut core, there's not a whole lot of let's stand up for the right.
Right. And obviously, they don't care much about the integrity of your work.
Right.
Right. But Bill Cosby, I feel like he would have gotten a slightly higher class for
So
it.
here's what happened, people. Because I'm always shocked. I also think that because it's Bill Cosby, it's weird. It's like hearing Gandhi, was dealing meth. It's a weird one to hear because Bill Cosby's been in our lives for so long that we all think, okay, this dude is the greatest guy in the world. He's a millionaire. He's always funny with nothing. Cosby can be funny just by you give me any sentence and I'll Cosby it. Give me any sentence. Don't even make it funny. Just give me a sentence.
The painting on the wall is ugly.
The painting on the wall is not good looking. Let's just say that. And all of a sudden that one sentence becomes amusing because
Right.
Cosby has a thing. What bothers me, and this is why I get really mad. 'Cause, by the way, I am the biggest Bill Cosby fan in the world. In fact, one time for my birthday, I received a bouquet of Bill Cosby CDs that the lovely Bombshell got me, and it was arranged in like a bouquet thing. They were on sticks, and it was beautiful.
And another time you got Cosby
Tickets to go see him live, and we did. I am a monster Cosby fan. Again, Cosby and Robin Williams. Without those two people, I would not be doing stand-up comedy for different reasons. To read this, now here's what happened. So you said Hannibal Buress talking about Cosby. It was on the internet. A fan had recorded Hannibal doing this bit. Hannibal by the Buress, if you don't know who he is, very funny comic, real funny. So. And he's just doing a bit about Cosby, talking about "fuck you, Bill Cosby. Don't tell me how to act if you can't stop raping people."
It almost seemed like it was in the moment, like it was improv, like it wasn't even a written bit.
Yeah, but I read something after because I did some research before I did this that he'd actually done it a couple of times.
Oh,
Yeah, Hannibal funny, man. It's weird because he's not black funny. He's good funny. He's like across the board funny.
that's racist.
I know, man, but there's some black comedians, and then there's some comedians that are just comedians. I would put comedian Hannibal Buress into the comedian category.
He's
Exactly.
really smart and a really good writer.
Now that's racist. So
He
you
used to
saying black
write-
people ain't smart?
No,
what
I'm
you just
actually
said.
saying most comics aren't, and a lot of them don't take time to write.
Yeah,
And
that's true. There's a lot of dick jokes.
but
on him.
he actually
Yeah,
wrote for
I hate that too.
SNL.
He wrote for Saturday Night Live. Yes, he did.
Very, very good writer. We saw him in Montreal, and I mean, he's really great.
Yeah, he's funny and different, like real, like unusual.
Quirky.
That whole bit about buying apple juice.
That's my favorite,
And
yeah.
then at the end, this guy's like, "Oh man, just because you don't have the apple juice don't mean you don't have to be mad. There's some in the back. I'll go get it for you if you need me to." And he realized he was looking at his white girlfriend, and he goes, "For a second, I was so inspired by how much apple juice I got. I had forgot we lived in a racist society." I know that's not the bit, but that's That's the gist of it. Anyway, so I watched the bit about Hannibal, and I'm like, okay, well, Hannibal Buress is also not a stupid guy, and if Cosby didn't do this, Hannibal wouldn't be doing a bit about it. So I started doing the research on it. Turns out in 07 or 09, Cosby settled. It was a while back. It was a little while back, but Cosby settled a class action lawsuit with 13 women who he had raped. Do you understand that to have a rape class action lawsuit, you have to be the Dow Chemical of rape? You literally have to be the asbestos of rape. You have to cause so much damage to so many people, they have to rent a bus to go to court. That's how much raping you're doing. When all the people, class action, that's crazy to me. So everyone, which means everybody got the same settlement.
Hi, have you been raped by Bill Cosby? Have you woken up anywhere in the vicinity of a hotel room that Bill Cosby owned?
Yo, I was raped by Bill Cosby.
Call 555.
And Bombshell took my case, and I got $1.2 million. And shame on you, Bill Cosby.
Bombshell Rae, attorney at law.
Have you been raped by Bill Cosby? Call Bombshell.
If you or anyone you know
has been raped by Bill Cosby, class action lawsuit. Settlements are available. Just sign up. Just add your name to the list.
I love those commercials. The one we were watching the other day. If you or anyone you know has had a bleeding, what was it?
Oh, bleeding event. Have you had a bleeding event? Like I didn't. We didn't invite anybody. It wasn't an event actually.
Have you or your son developed large women's breasts? That's the other one, the gynomastia, whatever. I love it.
Bill Cosby gave me large women's breasts, but he said it was to help my career. I received $1.3 million by using Bombshell Rae as my attorney.
See, you're really good. You have too many attorneys. You have, you know what an attorney is.
Damn right I know a good attorney, and you a good attorney, girl.
Thank you.
She is. She's really good. She's super smart.
So the point here being that these charges aren't new. It's in the past. But
it's not that it's in the past. It's like it's we don't know if it's still going on, but yes, they aren't new. Go ahead, finish. Sorry. Jeez.
With
that growl there.
I know it's scary, right?
It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
The thing is that now with the pop culture that we live in now, with Hannibal Buress saying it being videoed, it starting to go viral, then Barbara Bowman, one of the ones who was for years repeatedly, apparently, allegedly,
I never
raped.
understood the repeatedly part. If you wake up, okay, we'll talk about this in a minute. Keep going.
But so now people are saying it looks like it may stick, like it's starting to create some problems for him. Like if you go and look on his Twitter feed, he doesn't allow people to post on his wall. But if you can look at the responses to his hey, my new special's out, and someone's like, hey, you put your dick in a sleeping woman after you drugged her. I mean, it's like a lot of people are just nasty. Someone said something great. Now Willie's catchphrase has a whole different meaning.
Right. Right, dude. Did you that freaks everybody out now?
Say it as Cosby to a drugged girl.
Yeah, baby. There's always room for Jello.
No, that you said it as Willie. Can you say it as Cosby?
See, I'm not like him, man. I can't just pop off a damn impression. I don't know.
Well, give it a shot. Give it a shot. I'd like to hear you do Cosby. You're closer genetically.
What the hell's that supposed to mean, man? That's not you racist today worse than you ever been. I don't give it a try. Well, you see, baby, there's always room for Jello.
That's horrible, dude.
It was horrible.
That was horrible.
But your movement, your actual physicality was
if
like
we
Cosby.
if we were on video, that would have worked, but that was horrible.
I told you I'm not an impressionist.
Sorry, I thought it was good.
Told you I'm not an impressionist.
So there were 13.
Don't ever make me do that again.
There were 13 women. Of important note is that by the time that these women came out with their stories, there was no longer no monetary gain. The statute of limitations had run out. Barbara Bowman is now publicly speaking. It's all over the news. It's being picked up by every media outlet, and she stands to gain nothing.
Right. So the statute of limitations are over. She's not going to get anything. This one you just got to start to really, because basically Cosby is so powerful, he literally could mess her life up. And she's still coming out because, I mean, the stories are weird. It's like they're hanging out. He took one girl, young girl, and he said, I'm going to teach you. You're going to be my protege, blah, blah, blah. By the way, ladies, if you're a young, pretty girl and some man tells you you are his protege, that means he wants to stick his penis in you. Let's just there's another P word he's going for, and it ain't protege. So let's just nail that down. If someone ever calls you protege, that's pretty much rape warning number 1. All right?
Pansies?
Yes, right. That's what I call
Petunias.
it. So this woman is now coming out, doesn't care. She can only destroy herself, and Cosby fans are going to hate her. I can't handle the hypocrisy of it. That's where I lose my mind. I was so mad when I found this out and did the research that this man who's had the balls to tell America how to be, how to live, seen him on talk shows talking about, saw that whole video. By the way, Google or YouTube Cosby talking to it's either the United Negro College Fund or it's something. He goes off for like 3 or 4 minutes about black people and what they should do, and by the end, black people are like,
he's done it twice.
They're like, "Fuck you, Bill Cosby."
Yeah, by the way, most black people have said that at one time in their life, man. Most black people have said, "Fuck you, Bill Cosby," 3 or 4 times at least.
He talks about that. He talks about, the stereotype, the reputation, raping women, pants hanging around your ankles, drugs, stuff like that. I mean, he goes off on them about all these things. And, it's like, as you were talking about him, he is the perfect picture of a narcissist, and it's all there, and yet we still have trouble believing it. He will not speak at a college unless they
give him an honorary degree. Yes, he's got
because he wants to be called doctor. Like, come on.
Right.
This is the thing that really gets me about this. It's hard. This podcast, I don't really want to do it.
Yep,
and
me either.
For some reason, I still don't want to talk about him in this way. He, when Hannibal called him Teflon, he really is. And I don't...
Worse than Reagan. Like, really worse than Reagan. Got away with more than Reagan. I mean, Reagan wasn't raping people, at least that he remembered.
I just think, it's like I said the other day, every man is innocent until proven guilty, until the 13th woman accuses you of rape. And it's like...
When you go to a baker's dozen of rape, you're pretty much a rapist. Yeah, when you hit baker's dozen, rapist.
But here's the thing that really gets me, because I'm guilty of this as well. I find myself, you're listening to this story, and you're looking for ways out for him. You're looking for ways that it could not be true. And everyone's first inclination, except probably a girl that's been raped, is, well, you even kind of said it. Well, why'd she keep going back?
Yeah, well, that's my problem. We need to give some women some tips on this.
Look, if he did it to her already, why'd she go back? Everyone is saying that. Everyone is going to attack this woman. And the bottom line is nothing to gain. She's an artist, successful artist in Arizona, like nothing to gain except a lot to lose. And everyone is going to go to the why it's her fault thing. And we're not talking about the fact that 13 separate and independent women have a story all relating to him giving them an allergy pill, him giving them something to relax, something, and then waking up and not knowing where they are.
Yeah, he wasn't relaxing them with a foot rub. He was saying, "Hey, girl, down there, hey, take 2 of these. This is for your allergy."
Mm-hmm.
I don't have allergies. That's sweet.
Yeah, we'll take it anyway, baby.
So when it comes to this, I guess Bill Cosby's powerful, and because he was drugging him up, maybe the women are like, well, it's Bill Cosby, and maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that didn't happen.
And there's a lot of shame surrounding that.
Rape? I know, God. I every time I've had it done to me.
Oh, my gosh.
A lot of shame.
You're an idiot.
Yo, man, I didn't rape you, man. I'll just scare you a little bit. It ain't rape. It ain't rape if I don't finish.
What?
He's setting the rules. That had nothing to do with me.
Yo, just relax, girl. It's okay. It's okay. Look, I ain't Bill Cosby. Relax. Because I'm the same color Bill Cosby don't mean I'm Bill Cosby.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, this got weird. What just happened?
It's been weird from day one when he walked in.
I don't actually appreciate that, and I may be offended, but I will save my offense for later.
Yes, you will offend later, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting, though, that this goes back to the 1970s.
Yeah, so when, by the way, in the 70s, 60s, and 70s, it was okay to rape women. It was a different time. It was a different time. Women wore, the stewardesses wore vagina skirts. That was vagina levels. And basically, you could rape women, and it was not rape. It was like there was a caveman vibe, because Burt Reynolds was huge, and there we go. But now it's a little different. Women have rights, and they can vote, and all this weird stuff. So you can't just rape them now. Sorry, I went back to the 50s. I don't know what just happened to me.
Yo, everything you said made sense to me.
It's weird. A lot of the news people are talking about, like R. Kelly and anyone, any little rape hint, and it's a huge media
thing, right.
blast.
George Michael in the bathroom with a cop.
Huge.
It's all over the news.
Bill Cosby, nothing.
Nope, can't do it. You know why? But the same thing. There's also certain people that are so huge that I don't know if they just have so much money to throw at the problem that they can buy it. You think?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, so ladies, here's the thing: if you're with somebody powerful and rich, and you wake up in a T-shirt. Your panties that were on the last time you can remember are no longer on, and you're vomiting in a toilet while he's holding your hair and he's wearing a robe, you don't go for the second time. You don't go out, that day was weird. Let's try it again and see if it works out. No, you were raped.
Well, the thing is that he preyed on young women. This Barbara Bowman, he had been mentoring her, and she says he didn't actually rape her until she turned 18. So at least he has some standards. But I mean that makes it almost creepier because it's it's calculated.
Wait a minute, hold on. This Barbara Bowman, she was in his life before she was 18.
Mm-hmm. She was modeling and acting and stuff like that, and he was coaching her on acting and everything.
Didn't she say he rubbed his penis against her hand, which is? Then she said a bunch of stuff.
All I know is that she said that he did not rape her until she turned 18, which means he knows you can't Teflon child abuse charges,
right?
But you can say that a bitch is lying just to get money. She consensually had sex with you. And here's the thing, like if you bring anything up about Cosby to other comedians, he's sort of hallowed. He's like the god of comedy. We all respect him. He's untouchable. You don't see him. He doesn't drop in. I mean, he's like this ethereal sort of comedy god. But if you say, have you heard anything about Cosby, stepping out without Camille? You instantly said, "Oh yeah, starting in the 70s, he would cat around. He'd go to the Playboy Mansion, and you never see her out with him."
Years ago when I was with Torrance Kenny Loggins, we were playing Caesar's Palace in Tahoe, and I heard a story that he had these Asian girls that he would just fly around in his jet. And so that all aside, I think everybody has their things. I mean, even that's like if Camille's been doing quite well for a long time. If their agreement is if him and Camille's agreement is that they can have people on the side, okay, that's your business. If you're actually saying that you're going to help young actresses and models and whatever, and you don't, and you basically your job is to get them naked and drug them up, and I don't think it's sleep. Do you think it's sleep?
Maybe sleep eventually, but something gonna happen before sleep. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's sort of like a sleep clinic.
The Bill Cosby Sleep Clinic?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. You go in, you're not expecting anything. You wake up 19 hours later, throwing up, feeling horribly sick, and you're naked. Welcome to Bill Cosby Sleep. You will be coming in, nothing will happen to you. You will not remember if it did, so you can say that nothing happened. Welcome to Bill Cosby Sleep Clinic.
What the hell?
See, now he can do that. See, now what he just did? Now do that. How you do that, man?
What is he giving them? Because they're saying they don't remember.
He was knocking them out, basically, giving them something. Roofium. He was roofing him. He did
heavy doses.
Yeah, Rufinol. Is that what it's called?
Ruhypnol.
Ruhypnol.
Rufinol. That guy lives next door to Willie.
Yeah, no.
Hey, Rufinol.
Do you know Rufinol?
Yeah, I hung out with Rufinol. Rufinol Williams. He cool, man. That dude could play some basketball, man. Yo, Rufinol. Go to the roof. That's what we used to say on the court. Go to the roof. And then he would slam dunk it, man. He was good.
Oh, my gosh. By the way,
I like when you get
Queen Latifah, 2 different stories back to back. If you search it, she canceled his interview. He's supposed to be coming on to promote his new show. Canceled. She's saying she didn't cancel him, that his camp canceled. But 9 out of 10 pages, when you search it, say she canceled him. But now I don't think they want that to be out in public.
Why? Why wouldn't you want to stand for something? Here's what bothers me about society and celebrity. People get to this place where, like, because right now, honestly, me doing this, I'm such a minor, I have any kind of fame at all. But me going on and telling that, how many thousands of people we have listened to us, that Bill Cosby raped 13 women and then settled out of court with them. So, by the way, here's what it means. There's no conviction. Do you guys understand what he did? He raped 13 women, then did a class action settlement. As a matter of fact, one of the girls was on a plane on the way out to testify, and they knew she was coming.
The main girl, Barbara
the main
Bowman.
girl, Barbara Bowman. So they settled before the plane landed. They came up with a financial settlement for all these women. They took it, and the case was over. So Bill Cosby, to be clear, has never been convicted of rape. Now, someone said that to me on Twitter because I sent some jokes about it. Someone said, oh, he wasn't convicted. I'm like, yeah, but if 13 women said I raped them, I would spend, and I didn't, I would spend every dime I had to stuff it up their asses. Sorry, you can't say I raped you. I would not settle for it. I would not go, oh, you know what? It's kind of pricey to fight this. You have no evidence. I never raped you. Not going to happen. Didn't happen. Oh, I'm fighting you. Sorry. And you're going to cost your legal fees too. The only reason you settle is if you raped them.
You don't want it to go to trial.
You don't want it to go to trial because then you're a convicted rapist. And you may
well,
be
he wouldn't be
jail time.
convicted. This is civil. If they're suing him
Well,
in a
that's true,
class
that's
action,
true.
it's civil. But that means that there are things that he would not want to come out in testimony at trial. Barbara Bowman was flying to New York to testify, again, not standing to win anything and not a part of the class action. She's another one. It's 13 plus.
Right.
She was flying there just to give her testimony for these girls. And before she landed, they knew she was coming, and he settled. And when she got there, the women, it was a non-disclosure, a confidentiality agreement. The girls just wouldn't even talk to her. It was just done.
Oh, wait a minute. This girl's going to put everything on the line and these bitches bailed on them?
Because they took the money. We'll shut up. Fine. That's
So,
what they were suing for.
See, here's the thing, man. I got a question for you. If you got raped and you file suit to settle on rape, right? I want some justice. And then someone go, well, here's $1.3 million. And you go, aren't you just a prostitute at that point? Aren't you just a prostitute whose check was late?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. So it was only rape up until they got paid, and then it was consensual sex. That's a problem.
Well, I think that in that situation, it's just like with OJ. If you can't get him in criminal, because they tried. They went to the DA.
And they wouldn't do it.
No, are you kidding
It's
me?
Bill Cosby. You
It's
can't take down Bill Cosby.
So it's sort of like you just want to get it out any way you can. And so, I mean, if I were going to guess, they were probably threatened. We're going to drag you through the media. We're going to prove it wrong. We're going to say what kind of slut you were. We're going to point out that you kept coming back.
That
we're
you
gonna
flew
whatever.
with Bill Cosby around the country. It's going to look bad 100 ways to Sunday.
Or we'll give you $200,000 each and you shut up. Okay.
I doubt it was. I did it. I
I'm
would
just
doubt.
saying.
I think Cosby's worth like $600 million.
Yeah, he's worth a lot.
I think that was probably $200,000. I would laugh in their face. God, this coochie is worth more than $200,000.
He's not speaking about it, by the way, at all. He's not responding.
He's going to let it go over. It's already got blown over once. He's going to let it blow over again.
That's what he did last time. It's brilliant.
And he's got a new TV show possibly coming out. So he's going to let it go. Again, look, people make mistakes. People do stupid stuff. I know some comedians that are scumbags, and the difference between them and Cosby is that they don't hold themselves up to be Jesus. They don't hold themselves up to be better than they are. They're actually, we'll talk about it. They have problems. They've had drug problems. They've had sexual problems. They talk about them on stage and they joke about them. And you know what? It doesn't make it right, but at least you go, wow, at least you're not a raging, flaming hypocrite. At least you're someone who is self-aware enough to not do it. You don't sit there and tell America how to live or tell the black population how to live. And Hannibal Buress, by the way, this is not me discovering this. This is Hannibal Buress bringing this up, and so I'm going to give credit to Hannibal on getting this out there. And does it matter? I don't know. I tell you what, if it was me, if it was somebody who didn't have any fame, just some dude on the street raped 13 women, he would be doing jail time. Jail time.
He would at least be in for questioning.
Yeah.
DA wouldn't even pick it up, wouldn't even touch it, because publicly and politically, think about it. Everything is politics. I'm a district attorney.
Who took down Bill Cosby?
Oh no, you would never take him down. because Bill Cosby's going to show up. Like, you think OJ had a dream team. Bill Cosby, they call his...
These are my attorneys, and they're very good.
This is Jesus.
Yeah,
this is Muhammad.
he brings in the deities.
Allah.
It's not the dream team, it's the deity
Yeah.
team. He brings in everybody. Buddha's going to ask a lot of questions, but he doesn't want answers. Just let him talk. He probably won't talk half the time. He's going to sit there quietly, but just know that in his mind, he's asking questions.
Muhammad, get off the carpet. Get off the carpet. It's time for redirect. Jesus, get off the water. Put your shoes back on.
Jesus walks to... can we get a puddle to the witness box for Jesus, please? He can only walk on water.
He needs to hover. But that's the thing. They in these stories, they actually refer to his publicist, his PR team, as a machine, his PR machine. He's got hundreds of people working on this at all times. So think about it. As a DA, are you ever going to get reelected if you tried to take Bill Cosby down and failed?
You know, at the end of the day, though, I think, man, look, I've seen a lot of people screw. Remember when Hugh Grant did that thing, man? He did that thing, and there's been some people that have done really horrible things. That Bill Cosby has never gone on anywhere and said, you know what, man, I had some issues. My life wasn't working out. I settled with these girls. Nothing's been convicted. No charges have been filed. But I will say this: I went in for some help, and I'm good. Then I think everybody could at least respect him. I think why he's so mad is that you love him.
I do. I love Bill Cosby. That's the problem. I feel like I've been lied to since I was a little kid. That's what bothers me the most. I feel like since I was 5 years old, Bill Cosby has been lying to me. Camille and my children is a great life we live. It's perfect and things are funny and we just live it. It's good, you see. And that's not the case. The case is that Bill Cosby's been getting these young girls, and 13 of them. I mean, I guess has anything happened since? This is what, 2009, 2010?
6.
I was like, you know what's weird is that someone pointed out that this was in People magazine. It was actually in People magazine. There were some reports about this, and nothing happened. Like literally, no backlash, nothing.
Right.
And I don't know who Robert Downey Jr. would not have got away with that. Brad Pitt.
It was in People magazine in 2006.
Brad Pitt just broke up with someone and went with someone else, and and to this day they still rip Brad Pitt for it.
Yep.
You know, I mean, he just broke up with somebody, and to this day, Brad Pitt still gets crap for the Jennifer Aniston thing.
Right.
You know, and Bill Cosby actually had 13 women file a case against him, and he settled with them.
It's even on Snopes.com.
What are they saying about Snopes?
Just because it's a thing, and they just basically put excerpts from different testimony, different interviews, People magazine, things like that. They don't say yes or no, but they just put,
here's what was said.
Yeah, here's what's, yeah. And they actually reference Hannibal as bringing it out. I mean, he really did something. Yeah,
Hannibal. And you want to hear the funny part to me that made me laugh really hard? I was driving home and I was listening to Comedy Central Radio, and it said, Comedy Central presents the New York Comedy Festival with Amy Schumer, Bill Cosby, Hannibal Buress, and I burst out laughing. How could you make a comedy festival any more awkward than having one guy who just called out another guy for being a rapist on the same festival?
Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah, I thought, well, who's going to pull? Is it going to be Cosby out or is it going to be Hannibal out? If I was Hannibal, I may go away for a little while, because trust me, there's been a phone call to Hannibal Buress. Someone called Hannibal Buress.
You think?
Yeah, someone called and was like, hello, I would like to speak to a man named Hannibal Buress, please. and Hannibal just went, shit. You know damn well that Hannibal got, you are doing material about my raping, you see. Now, I would like you to stop doing the raping material, you see, because I have stopped the raping as far as you know, because I have a rape publicist that keeps it under wraps now. So, Hannibal, would you please stop doing the raping material? Well, let me tell you something, Bill Cosby. I ain't stopping it, because you rapey, Bill Cosby, and I don't care what you say. Click. I didn't hang up, I just said click. Now I'm hanging up.
Click.
Bill Cosby.
It's crazy because, maybe...
Motherfucker almost did a Hannibal Buress
gosh.
impression. How the hell he do a damn Hannibal Buress impression, too? Damn. You do better black people than I do, and I'm a black people.
You are a black people.
A handsome black people.
He is a handsome black people. I don't understand it. I'm upset about it. And what do we do about it? You know, because I have love for Bill Cosby. I do. And I'm mad about this. I'm mad about this in a way I haven't been mad about something in a while.
I feel sick. And I feel sad, but I feel sick. Like, it really upsets my stomach.
It's like
just
finding out your favorite uncle has been killing puppies in the backyard.
What was the deal? Did you hear about John Grisham and the porn, the kitty porn?
No. What?
Did you hear about this?
Are we just going to tear down every celebrity? What happened with John Grisham?
By the way, John Grisham, too, thought to be a good Southern upstanding family man,
right?
Former attorney, although that should have clued us in. Excellent writer. A Time to Kill, probably one of the best books ever written.
Yep, great book.
Except for the Bible. Yeah. Do you want me to talk about it?
Yeah, tell me about it with John Grisham now.
I don't know exactly the whole story.
Which is why we have a podcast. We're not on real radio.
Yeah, we actually report shit that never happened half the time.
See, he's right.
I just saw someone write some comments about it, so I didn't plan on talking about it today, but it just popped into my head.
All right.
But initially in an interview for his new book, he said, we have prisons, filled with guys my age, 60-year-old white men in prison who never would touch a child, but they got online one night and started surfing around, probably had too much to drink and pushed the wrong buttons, went too far, and got into child porn.
I'm sorry. Is that the excuse? Is that the testimony? Is that the testimony of John Grisham?
You know, they probably drank 2 shots of Southern Comfort.
Listen, here's
SoCo.
what happened. I do not like looking at naked girls,
they ate 2
naked
cheese
4-year-olds.
sticks. They were sitting in their favorite blue office chair.
But sometimes you're home, you have a couple of glasses, your 25-year-old scotch.
Your fuzzy slippers.
Right. You start looking, you start over here in Wikipedia, trying to you're Googling yourself.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Next thing you know, and I don't mean that as a metaphor. I mean, you're actually on Google. And then, so you're Googling your own name, John Grisham, blah, blah, blah. That goes into, Betty Grable, blah, blah, blah. 4 or 5 clicks later, you're looking at some 4-year-old named Nancy prancing around in her backyard swimming pool naked.
He says maybe,
and then you start Googling yourself.
The best part is that he goes into detail. He says, you search a site called 16-year-old wannabe hookers or something like that.
No, he doesn't really. Is that a quote?
16-year-old girls. And then, so you go there, download some stuff. It's 16-year-old girls who look 30. But it wasn't 10-year-old boys, and you didn't touch anyone.
Does he not have a friend that should tell him to shut up? Hey, dude, quit talking, man. Hey, stop talking. The cop just asked for your license. Stop talking.
And he said, we're calling them sex offenders. We're putting them in the same prison as the other perverts. We've gone nuts with this incarceration.
Oh.
We've gone nuts with the child porn incarceration.
Yeah, we really have gone nuts with it. So he was on a site called 16-year-old wannabe hookers.
He didn't say that. He was doing an interview to promote his new book. He's an attorney. He was a criminal attorney.
How did the interview take that turn? How did the interview go to that off-ramp?
Maybe the new book has something to do with that. Maybe he has some very strong feelings on how many men are incarcerated.
Incarcerated. Yo, I'm totally incarcerated.
But anyway, then because there's obviously a huge backlash, he posted a Facebook apology.
For the interview?
Anyone who harms a child for profit or pleasure, or who in any way participates in child pornography, online or otherwise, should be punished to the fullest extent of the law.
Wow. Well, that's what he meant. That's what he meant when he said, I don't think all these guys should be incarcerated. You're right. He just was he misspoke.
16-year-old wannabe hookers.
Hey, dude, he obviously does have a friend because he called him.
Yeah, that dude was like, hey, motherfucker, is this your interview? You better fix this, man. No, you ain't going to be, first of all, you ain't going to go anywhere I ain't going anywhere with you, man. Yeah, you better call right now.
Well, all I said was, that people just, they shouldn't put the child porn guys in prison.
Right. I know that's what you said, man. And you better fix it tomorrow because you're going to be in deep shit.
All right.
What an idiot.
I'm glad I got you, man, because you'll tell me.
Yeah, you tell me too, but I don't listen.
Yeah, I know.
What an idiot. Like, who says that? Who even goes there?
It makes me laugh. People are so narcissistic and self-centered and full of themselves that they would just go, well, here's my opinion. Child pornography is not bad. What?
It's right. It's like trying to degree rape. Like there's some
like
degrees
ISIS.
that are
Like,
okay.
You know, the guys in ISIS, actually, it's amazing how human beings can justify anything. I was in the gym today. I had my first training session with the trainer, John.
Hi, my name's John.
John's got like 3% body fat.
That's
It's
right.
crazy. He's got a tricep on his tricep. And he's working at. So we're doing this thing with these rings where you can't just do push-ups. You have to do push-ups on these rings. And I stood up and he goes, "What's your diet like?" Because I want to get rid of this little body fat I have because I have a little bit. I want to look good. I want to look good. I'm sexy for the bombshell.
Yo, man, you gotta bring it up in here. You know, just hey, we get it. You want to be in shape? Cool.
Why are you trying to be sexy?
I'm trying not to vomit when he's talking about how he's working out.
I know, but you're working out, obviously.
I've been working out my whole damn life. When do you ever see me look any different than this?
Never.
Right.
You got kind of doughy last time you were in the joint.
He did. He got a little doughy because you were eating those left.
Up the river.
I was a trustee. I was working in the kitchen, and so I had extra. Let's just say I had a little extra just in case there was a trouble.
Oh my gosh.
So, and he starts going. He's going, "What's your diet like?" And I started to lie about my diet. I started to lie. Well, once in a while, it's late, and I stopped and I went, "I don't eat well. I don't eat as well as I should." And he goes, "Good." That was it. But we will justify anything up to whatever your behavior is that you get. Like, no one was asking John Grisham why.
So, how do you feel about your 14th book coming out?
Well, child pornography is just something that I think has been overgone after. There's some more important things in the world.
Let me just stop
and
you
just
there.
because some guy
Hey,
gets
Mr.
drunk
Grisham.
and he goes into a website that says 16-year-old wannabe prostitutes,
Sir.
and 16 they look like they're 30. It's not like
I
they're
get
16,
can I
and
get
I don't
some
even
help in
know
here?
why people are even mad. And so whatever you found on
This
my
book is
computer
about old people
has
building a
nothing
house.
to
This
do
is- I don't-
with me. It's just
Can we
something that
cut
I
this?
just think
Can we
that
turn
we
this off?
need to just maybe give it a little
Are we
more
gonna be able to
leeway.
air
I mean, I
this?
didn't kill
We can't
anybody,
air this.
and
This
and I
is-
think it's
like,
possibly that
Could you
maybe we should just
Just
back
get me
off a little
coffee.
bit.
Keep rolling.
So the book comes out on
This
Thursday.
is going to make my career. And scene.
The book comes out Thursday. Like that's the weirdest interview. You've never seen on 60 Minutes someone just go off a right turn like that and just go, "Well, I started killing people when I was 7." What just happened? I asked you how this company.
This is a great tip for everyone. When I first met you, I told you this, and I may have said this before. Shut up, people. Just shut up. Stop talking so much. Mr. Tits likes to talk, as you all know, and he talks and talks and talks and talks and talks. And so I told him when I met him, I said, you got to stop talking, because I have found in staffing all of these comedy clubs I was running that if I was interviewing someone and I just said hi and didn't say anything else, they would start talking. And I would just nod and smile. People will fill the silence if they are not comfortable with silence, and almost no one is. You have to have really good upbringing and be sort of centered, and most people aren't. And they will talk. In Reno, I was interviewing a girl. I told her hello, and 10 minutes later, she was telling me that she had been homeless because she was addicted to drugs, and she was sleeping in her boyfriend's car, got a job serving at a different place. She was applying for serving with me, but got fired for stealing. I mean, it was like the craziest thing, and people will just tell you this kind of stuff. She was actually on parole at that time. Wasn't on her application. If I had just read her application and asked her a few questions, she would have worked for me.
See how we just let her talk, and she just told that whole story. Now she got nothing else to say.
I got plenty to say.
Yeah, we actually kind of wore. No, we wore you out a little bit.
No, I made my point.
I don't like this shit at all. I got nervous. Did you get nervous in the silence, man? I don't like that shit. No. Look, someone keeps talking. Look, I like when he keeps talking because it fills up that. Because I don't know what to say half the time. I'll do what I can when I can, but he got to talk.
Do you know how hard it was for him to not talk? He was turning purple.
I did have an issue with it. I will say that to both of you guys. I was trying to make a point. You get that it's weird, but you're right. And also, especially during the divorce, I would start babbling.
In court, yeah.
Not just in court, to everybody. I'd walk to people on the street.
Yeah.
I'm divorced and she's a bitch and blah, blah, blah. I would just go off and they're like, I don't even know you. The guy at Starbucks is like, yeah, but would you want hot or cold? I'd go to the store about, yeah, I'm going through a divorce, so I'd like a skim. Screw it. Life's hard. Give me a skinny vanilla latte because I'm getting divorced. Okay.
Court's a great place to exercise that.
Oh, people
never.
in court.
I always say this to you. Why do you want to tell everyone your position? Like you want to text or email Skinbag and say, "Here's what I've figured."
Skinbag?
That's what we call her.
Uh-huh.
Here's what I've seen you doing, and I've compiled this evidence, and I will be bringing that up in court. And I'm like, hey, why do you want to give away your war plan, your position ahead of time? Just as the foreign news correspondent says, keep your powder dry.
Keep your powder dry.
Just wait, man. And when you get in court, only answer what you've been asked. If you give too much information, it gets you in trouble every time.
Example of that, I think I told a story. Uncle Ray from who's I told a story, right?
I do believe you did.
He sat in court, man. He shot a guy in his house. He ripped him out of his house, shot him, killed him, and the one guy lived. And they were in court, and the DA was like, "How many knives do you own?" I don't understand what you mean. How many knives? I don't understand what you mean. Kitchen knives, and he just kept wasn't answering anything. He was answering the minimum, and it made this guy insane. So people, at the end of the day, shut up. And by the way, settle quicker if you rape 13 people. Don't make it so it goes this far, and please hide it better.
No.
What?
Oh, you skipped the don't rape people.
No,
You could have gone back there.
That's a gimme. I'm saying to you, scumbags who are actually rapey.
No.
No.
We don't talk to them.
We don't talk. Well, we don't help them.
Right.
We don't give them advice. That's a good point.
That's stupid.
That's the new on the podcast. We don't help rapists. Titus
Right.
podcast. We don't help rapists.
Oh my gosh. I feel
And now,
like my life's purpose has gone awry.
And now, from sea to shining sea and continent to continent, bringing you the news of the world in the package of a pretty hot-looking girl. It's Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News. That's the wasteland.
That's a Halloween intro. I like it.
Yo, man, I don't like that. How do you
That's
do
all
that
I can
voice?
think of.
That's
An owl.
Yeah, a scary owl. Yeah, the scariest animal. The scary, because they're really intelligent. All right. So what's going on with the news? What's happening today?
Why?
Phil, you don't quit following us. You're the weird owl. We don't want to talk to you. You don't get to hang with us anymore.
Go hang out with what?
Yeah. Why and what? You guys go.
What?
The rest of us are, whoo, we're part of the deal. Part of the deal. You're an owl, dickhead.
Why?
No, stop. Don't even ask me why again. Who the hell does this guy think he is?
That's the Buddha owl. Why? Why? Don't ask who.
That's a children's book, by the way.
Ask
The
why.
Owl That Asked Why. That's a children's book.
Thank you.
All right, it's
I
write it
will
down.
accept my royalties in cash.
You have to write the book first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Ebola, because that has been all the rage in news lately. And of course, it is Halloween, and the biggest costume this year is the Ebola nurse.
I wanted to go as an Ebola. I wanted to go as like that cell. I wanted to get a big, long, tubey plastic bag and just form it around me.
The problem is you will also look like a poop. It is.
I'm
it
either
is
an Ebola
abstract
or
costume.
a colon.
Or that.
Or a colon.
Right.
I don't know.
That's the problem. Anyway, hazmat suits for Halloween flying off the shelves. But apparently people, because suckers always be suckers, are now faking
You ain't
Ebola
lying.
to get faster medical treatment.
Yo, they're faking Ebola? How you fake Ebola?
You go when you want to go to
How
the
do you
hospital
fake-
and get seen.
How do you fake your liver liquefying and you shitting it out? How does that happen?
They tell people when they go to the hospital if they want to be seen, because, there's...
I've been in Liberia.
Yes. I've just been in Liberia. I have Ebola-like symptoms, and there's actually one specific woman in Columbus, Ohio, somewhere where we love to go.
Yeah, one of our favorite places.
Hazmat crews were actually sent to her home.
Oh, no.
They isolated her. They figured out that she didn't have Ebola symptoms and had not traveled to West Africa. She just had the sniffles.
People be crazy. People be cray.
Right.
Yo, preach that.
That's a woman that has dealt with Kaiser too many years.
Right. You have been with an
like,
HMO way too long.
I'd rather go to prison than wait in that line.
My dad was like that. My dad would come up. He would double everything he had. If he had a little heart flutter, he'd go up. Had a heart attack last night. Need a heart transplant. And then they would see him. You know, he would get drugs and stuff because he would lie. He would lie. He would amplify whatever he really had. He would times it. He would put an exponent by it. So I have flu to the fourth power. Then he'd figure out what that was, and then you go and tell him that, and they'd rush him in, and you're not as sick as you think you are. Oh, thank God. Thanks, Doc. Can I get my medication? And he would be out in like an hour, as opposed to waiting the 3 days for the appointment to happen and stuff.
Also, another little Ebola story. If you want to see something, this is child abuse.
Right.
You can watch a video where parents are pranking their child into thinking he has Ebola, which one of them, the father, videos the whole time as the child falls apart. They come into his room wearing face masks and protective gear. They tell their son he has contracted Ebola as he bursts into tears in this video. He's sobbing. They tell him he's caught the Ebola virus. He looks, then they pull out a thermometer and they show him that and tell him his temperature confirms he has contracted the bug.
Wow, what are these parents? That's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life, except you don't do it to a kid.
He's little, too. He's a little cute little boy, maybe 9 or 10, looks like.
Oh, he's going to be...
But they go through this whole thing. They're in the outfits and everything, and they video it and post the video.
They're going to pay a price for that.
He loses his mind.
They are teaching this child to be an asshole, and he is going to get them back. Trust me. There will be a day when they're old and they can no longer protect themselves when this kid does something to them. Ha, 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 Mom and Dad. Remember the little Ebola thing you pulled on me when I was 4? You guys were hilarious. Remember how many hits it got on the internet? Well, now 2 old people... Oh, my God.
That's probably the Menendez brothers probably recount a similar story.
Right. Now, I mess with my kids. I mess with my kids a lot. I mess with them, but I'll be driving in the car and I scare them all the time. I scare them. I give them a little adrenaline shot. I'm just trying to build their adrenal glands.
You don't make them think they're going to die.
I don't make them think they have a
horribly while their organs liquefy.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. But now... Although, how funny is it? I mean, we're going to have to watch the video and gauge it.
Except they're so used to us, they'd just be like,
yeah, I have
whatever.
Ebola, right, whatever.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah. Yeah, my kids wouldn't believe they had Ebola until they were in an oxygen tent, locked down in a field, and bleeding out. Okay, Dad, I guess I really have Ebola.
No, really. Also, a little Halloween story. You got to go check out this picture. It's creepy if it's real. Tamworth Castle.
Right.
In Staffordshire.
Staffordshire, England?
Staffordshire,
England.
A father of 5 was spooked because he was videoing his kids, his niece, actually, this little girl, and she is feeding geese.
Right.
And he takes pictures of it, gets home, and looks in the background of the picture. It's 2 figures dressed as knights carrying a shield. And they're all white. They're see-through. But if you look at the picture, you can see it. Can
I see the picture? Can you flip that around?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Let me see that. I don't believe it.
I'll make it a bit bigger.
Because, Photoshop won't even do that.
But if you go and post if you go look online and see, it's like pretty creepy.
A knight in a surf, like a guy's helping the knight out. That's pretty wild. It also could be...
It's either that or it's 2 people in the 80s playing win, lose, or draw.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I vote for that one.
It's Pictionary. It's an easel. That's not a shield. It's Pictionary
do you
easel.
know? I mean, do you know what here... You got to dream small. You got to start some... No, wait, that's wrong. That's not right. You got to dream big, but you got to start small.
Welcome to the Uninspired Podcast. You got to dream small. Yeah, whatever you have, be happy with that and shut the hell up.
Right?
Thank you. This is the Titus Podcast.
Always, my whole life, I wanted to play Win, Lose, or Draw, because remember that show when I was really little and they had the big easel with the paper and they draw the things and the people would guess? I want one of those big things of paper and an easel.
So we can play that at our house.
Right?
Oh man, we cannot have people over. We will not do
tonight.
That. We are not doing that.
People are coming over tonight.
We are not getting an easel with paper.
Hi, I'm glad that you've all shown up. I know you thought that we were going to drink and have a good time, but instead...
And also, by the way...
Sit down!
Yes, sit down.
Take your marker.
Here's a marker and shut up. Here's your cards. What? What are we doing?
Doesn't that sound like fun?
Not in the least.
No, it
not in the
doesn't.
least.
It sounds terrible.
And also, somebody's going to be good at it.
Me!
Because you can draw well. You can draw well. That is not a life goal.
I've been gearing up for this.
I'm a motherfucker
my
at
whole
win, lose,
life.
and draw. You know that guy that does on the boardwalk, or a street performer that can actually just throw paint on an easel and it turns into Jimi Hendrix. I wouldn't want to play with that guy. You'd want that. You'd be like, this guy is
A lot of
too
stick
good.
people. You gotta go simple. I've been planning this. I got this. Let's.
All right. You're gonna just whip it on me one night. We're doing it.
Hell yeah.
Okay, don't tell me. You're gonna have to. The only way I will play is if I'm in this situation, and I'll be like, all right,
I thought you were gonna say drunk.
let's get through this. I'm sure that'll be the situation.
By the way, if you're nostalgic for the 2012 Olympics that were in London, you can now buy a can of air from London. It's a paint tin. It's full of London air. It's for homesick travelers and those with nostalgia for the 2012 Olympics.
So it smells like bad tooth, bad food, and halitosis. Was that what's in the ad? Because English.
Gosh. A Czech online trader is selling the cans. It's obviously not someone from London. He's selling it on Etsy if you're really interested. It's interesting that a man that's Czech is selling London air.
I think so. Yeah, he's Olympic. No, it's not just London Air. It's Olympic London Air.
It actually says Air of London on it, and it's got the Olympic logo.
We live in the dumbest country in the world that people are even thinking about this.
Someone actually commended him, one of the people that had purchased it already, for including a lot of bubble wrap in the packaging so the special air doesn't escape. So I think he's probably reviewing his own product.
I would like to point out that, hey, we've been in America a while there. Did you order the air? I'm so homesick for London. Did you get the air? I did. I got it. Did you? Let's open it. Oh, it smells like one of the Queen's farts. And that's the commercial for London Air.
Yo, man, did you just do all that for a fart joke?
He did, and he was really excited about it.
Yeah, man, that was not good. It was not. I would say it's not good. I think I'm tickled at how funny you thought it was, but it wasn't good.
I didn't say it was good. It was fun for me. And that's all I really wanted.
And that's all you want most of the time.
True. That is true.
So because it is Halloween,
It is Halloween.
I thought I was shy. So, do you know why we wear masks on Halloween?
So we can toilet papers people's houses without them noticing it was us?
Close. Because it's thought that the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead blurred on October 31st, because that's the day that allows the dead to walk among us. Humans wear masks and costumes so the spirits would not recognize them.
Oh, you're hiding so they
From
can't
them.
get you.
So they can't cure you.
Right. What if it's someone who loved you and they're like, I can't find my son. I just
Oh
want
my
to say
gosh.
one more time to my son.
Uncle Wayne?
And all there is are these freaking skeletons and ghosts. And I'm back. Like, I hope there's a thin membrane on the 31st. I don't know why they picked the 31st. Maybe because it's not too hot, not too cold. I don't know.
You know what? You have to weigh the ones that you liked and the ones that you didn't. Like,
Yep.
I would love to see my Uncle Wayne again, so I would hate to hide from him. However, I feel like he could probably find me in any costume anyway. But, like, my step-grandfather, who had that weird lip twitch grunt affectation where his lips would...
He did it all the time, right? Oh, dude. And he just sat in a chair and did that. God. Stop it. You're creeping me out.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable.
It's not as bad because they can't see my lips
that's
doing
a bit
that at the same
unnerving.
time.
But the noise is even unnerving. Damn.
Yeah.
I know,
So
it's weird,
I wouldn't
isn't it?
mind hiding from him. I was
Yeah.
terrified of him.
Yeah, I don't know if you want my mom coming back.
Yeah. Oh, there's still work to be done. Do you know how the broomstick became associated with witches? I know you don't know. I don't know why I'm asking. You have no idea.
Well, when I was doing my witch research, no, I didn't want.
Elderly women who were accused of witchcraft, because, by the way, at the same time that black people were being hung in the South, in Salem, women were being burned and drowned if they were thought they were witches. I mean,
Right.
pretty much white men have just fucked up this planet for everyone.
Hey,
But
man, yo, she called you on that. See, you part of that group.
right,
I know, but I try to do my part on this side to make it better.
by advising rapists.
Well, that ain't working.
Right, I agree. Anyway,
Wow, you guys both need to go away.
elderly women who were accused of witchcraft were usually poor and could not afford horses, and so they had to use a walking stick, which if they couldn't afford a separate walking stick, they grabbed a broom. And that's where that started.
Interesting.
They probably were witches.
I wish it was better a story than that, but that's pretty good.
I thought that was kind of cool. These were fun facts for Halloween.
Halloween fun
you
facts.
Son of a bitch.
And in Mexico, it's the Day of the Dead, right? They call it the Day of the Dead.
Did you know that's not the same day? It's
Estos
not
de,
Halloween.
Muerto.
That's not the same day.
Muerto.
Muerte.
Muerte.
You idiot. Mujeres beben. That's your only phrase.
En la cocina.
You did one.
I did one
lesson
You know the
on
weird
Rosetta
thing? I will say
Stone.
Rosetta Stone works like crazy because I did one lesson. I remember every single word. It's weird. And I've never been able to hold on to any language. I did one lesson, and so I can say mujeres beben. I can say leen.
Leen.
That's what I said.
That means read. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's great is when the housekeeper Rosa she come, you say mujeres beben en la cocina.
In la cocina, and then I walk out. I'm like high fiving myself.
Which she loves. The women drink in the kitchen.
Yeah, this they do.
Harry Houdini, who died in 1926,
Did not believe in mediums or the afterlife.
died in 1926 on Halloween night after suffering appendicitis that occurred after he got punched in the stomach thrice.
3 times?
I think then they would have said thrice.
Did they punch him 3 times?
Why did we stop saying thrice? It makes sense, right?
Because
Twice.
some people are going to think you mix it in Mexican food. Don't I get a burrito with rice in it?
Once, twice, thrice.
Yeah. Oh, hey man, this don't have. You didn't put the rice in here. See,
By the way, I'm changing the name of Halloween. Halloween over the years has had several different names.
Yeah,
We've settled on Halloween, but I'm a big fan of some of the ones that got dumped. Go ahead.
All Hallows Eve.
Ding, ding, ding. That was one.
I like that one too. That one's got like.
That's not the one I'm voting for. You can guess which one I'm voting for
Okay.
when I say it.
Okay.
Witch's Night. Not mad at that either. Summer's End. Pussy. Lamb's Wool Snapapple Night.
What?
That's what it said.
Lambs will snap. Someone made that up.
Lamb's Wool Snapapple Night.
Welcome to All Hallows Eve, or you can call it Lamb's Wool Snapple Night.
Snapapple.
Sorry, Lamb's Wool Snapapple Night. On Lamb's Wool Snapapple Night, the skeletons will scream, and the witches will howl, and the werewolves will hoot. Why? Get that fucking owl out of here.
Why? Why? What?
You're out of the flock. You flock off because you. I can't believe I said that.
Again, man, that's not good.
All right, guys. I wanted to tell you guys we are going to be performing next week in this amazing theater tour in the South.
We are going to be on the 11th.
And take 2, go.
We're going to be in Durham, which is right outside of Raleigh, and they don't like you to say Raleigh, Durham.
Yeah, they get weird. It's Raleigh,
get
Durham.
weird.
Hey, man, I ain't never been to no town called Raleigh, Durham.
We got it. We're in Durham, but
Yeah.
we're going to land in Raleigh, so fuck off.
Yeah, it's Raleigh, Durham.
November
It's just-
7th, we're going to be in Durham after we drive out of Raleigh at the Carolina Theater at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, we're
Angry
going to
Pursuit
be
of Happiness, yep.
in Charleston, South Carolina at 8 p.m. at the Meminger Auditorium. And by the way, all of these, you can go to ChristopherTitus.com to get tickets. It links right through to ticket buying. And then on the Sunday, November 9th, 7:30, we're
Right.
going to be at the McGlohan Theater at Spirit Square in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep.
Come out. Maybe we'll play Win, Lose, or Draw after.
Oh, man. And by the way, people, it's an hour and 50-minute show. It is a killer monster. And that's without Ray. Bombshell's doing about 20 minutes. So it is a full night of comedy. You will be laughing your ass off. You know, when we did it in Santa Barbara, and we got a crazy standing ovations. Houston, too. Houston was great.
Yeah, killer. Love
and
Houston.
And I'm going to start breaking in some brand new stuff for the next show. So come on down, guys. I want to see you. Angry Pursuit of Happiness, November 6th, 7th, and 8th.
7th, 8th, 9th.
7th, 8th, and 9th. At
Don't listen to him.
Raleigh, Durham, Charleston on
And
the
Charlotte.
Saturday, and then Charlotte on the Sunday.
But if you go to ChristopherTitus.com when you're buying your discs and your tour T-shirts and everything, you can look at, click on tours, and every theater is there. You can click through to buy tickets. So there you have it. And also, if you're really behind in buying gifts for Lamb's Wool Snapapple Night, or
That's
if
the dumbest name. Like, someone got kicked out of the city council. Just get out.
I love it. Come
Take
on.
your owl and leave. It's the worst name ever.
Yeah, you can go to ChristopherTitus.com, click on the Amazon link. It takes you right through to Amazon. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps us out if you buy something just by regularly buying things but clicking through our link.
Yeah, you're going to go to Amazon and buy stuff anyways. Click through our link on the Christopher Titus page, and it helps us keep the podcast going. And we need that because I got a little depressed a little while. I was going to take it down. I was going to stop it. But then people said, no, don't.
Take it down.
Yeah, take it down. All right, you got anything going on?
Tonight I'm going out. I'm going just as I'm just going to wear a hoodie. I'm going as Trayvon Martin.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude.
Well, to white people, that's obviously one of the scariest things working. A black man in a hoodie, so I figure I'll be that scary.
It's good, man. It was like a statement on race.
You ate
really great.
Skittles.
That was nice. Yeah, you got to have a big pack of Skittles.
Already done, bitches. Already done.
All
right, guys. Thanks for listening. Where are we going to be after this tour? What's the next gig after this?
San Jose Improv.
San Jose Improv. Going home for a week. It's San Jose Improv. Do you know what week that is?
It's in November. It's the 20. I think it's the 21st through the 23rd.
Yep,
but I will tell you that for Deaf and Nizzle in one momentizzle.
Or go to the website.
It's 21st through 23rd. Bam!
Nice job.
Then Denver's coming up and Chicago's coming up. That'll be our last gig of the year.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the Titus podcast. We will be increasing the frequency of these. And there'll be one coming out in a couple more days too, and then another one 2 days after that. Because you know why? Because we've been getting requested for it. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. For myself, Bombshell Rae and Willie Jello Johnson. Later.
Peace out.
Jello.
Oh, you said you loved them. You love the people. You said that. The peoples.
You know, so man, it does feel weird saying Jello now.
Not you. He said love.
I do. I did love Bill Cosby.
No, you just told the people listening.
I do love the people that listen. Are you kidding me? To listen to podcasts that we're just putting out there. Hell yeah. And we've helped them how to buy cars, and we lose weight. Well, we are we are Gandhi, Buddha, and the black guy of podcasts.
Happy Lambs will snap apple night.